You're watching Virginia This Morning.
Well, we just talked about planning for retirement. Right now, we're going to talk about being happy in your work life. Here's Jessica's recent conversation on finding your passion and using it to generate an income.
Do you have a hobby that you're passionate about? If so, you could turn it into a profitable business endeavor. Our next guest shares the 5 steps you should take to turn your dream into a reality. We welcome Darnyelle Jervey, CEO of Incredible One Enterprises, back to Virginia this morning. It's great to see you, Darnyelle.
I'm excited to be here with you today.
Last time you were talking about guaranteeing yourself practically a 6-figure salary in business. Today we're talking about shifting gears and turning a hobby into a business endeavor. Do you find that that's reasonable to do? Are a lot of people successful in doing that?
If they are ready to do the work. I think the reason why so many people have a side business is because it's easier to not leave the security of their full-time job. But when you're really ready and you're at that point where you realize that sitting behind someone else's desk is no longer what's best for you and your family, and if you commit the level of effort that you do to your job, to your business, it's entirely possible. I've seen it happen many times with my clients.
Okay, 5 steps to take. Number 1 is?
So the very first thing that you want to do, and I'm actually going to go in reverse,
okay,
is I just said it a moment ago, but you have to make that non-negotiable decision that you're ready to give your business the same respect you give your job. So that means the 10 to 15 hours that you're currently giving to your business, you need to be focused on the business and doing the things that are going to move the business forward. The next thing I think you need to do is you really need to map out what your marketing plan and your marketing calendar is going to look like. Marketing is how you get found. If you can't get found, you won't get paid. Your hobby is going to get even less, right? So we've got to make sure that we're doing the right activities consistently. And when you plan it out and stick to that plan, it will make your life very easy in order to move the needle in your business. Then the third thing you need to do is you need to back into whatever the goal is. So another tip is to create your SMART goals, to make sure that they're very specific, they're measurable, that you can take consistent action, that they have some realistic nature to them, but there's also a bit of a stretch, and that we put a time component on it. So once you've done that, you then have to back into the goal. So let's say I have a part-time business, I want to make it more consistent, and let's say I want to make $30,000 in my part-time business because I want to take my family on an all-expenses-paid luxury vacation to Europe.
Sign me up, please.
Right, absolutely. So what we need to do is we need to back into, based on what we have right now, how we're going to make that $30,000 in the next 6 months, if that's the time frame that we've put on it. And making sure that as you take those steps, you're very clear about the amount of effort you're going to need to expend in your 10 to 15 hours a week. I personally share with my clients and whenever I'm speaking that you need to make sure that 2 to 3 hours a day are spent marketing your business. That doesn't mean you're out there pounding the pavement, but if you are using social media, if you are blogging, any of the things that you're doing them with some consistency so that they're getting found over and over and over again. And then the last one, the next one is really about validating what it is you bring to the table. So it's not enough to be passionate, because most hobbyists are passionate about what they do. What you're passionate about must solve a problem. Now listen, I'm passionate about dancing, but there's not anybody out there who's going to pay me to get on TV and dance. So I've got to make sure that I'm actually solving a problem for people, and that it's what I call a top of mind problem, meaning the person who has the problem was literally awake at 3 o'clock in the morning last night trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And then they happen to go out to the internet, they put your name in Google or the problem in Google, and you pop up for them. And they're like, oh my goodness, I think this could be exactly what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
So if you take the time to follow those steps, you're on your way. But it's all about doing that consistent action and doing it whether you want to or not.
And there's so much to talk about here, so much to consider, but a lot of that at the primary level is investing in and believing in yourself and what you have to offer.
Yeah, I always say mindset is 95% of your success. 5% is skill, so I can teach you how to grow your business, but you have to come to the table saying, I've got this, I can do this, I'm confident in myself, I believe I'm worth it, I'm not struggling from the imposter syndrome, and I'm really ready to go out there and make an impact on the lives of others.
And this advice you're offering, you could apply if you're at the, what I'm going to call the 101 level, where maybe you're a hobbyist thinking, I have something, but I'm not really sure store, so this could push you to that next level. Or if you're at 201 and you're saying, I'm having trouble balancing my 9 to 5, when do I take this hobby to the next level?
Absolutely. And I did the very same thing. So when I first started in the land of entrepreneurship, I was a Mary Kay beauty consultant, and I loved it. I was doing it very part-time, but then I got hit by the pink bug and decided that I want to grow a full-time business, and I decided to put the steps in place to step away from my full-time job. And it was so successful that within 5 months of leaving my job, I was picking up a pink Cadillac, which only 2% of the women in Mary Kay actually do. So I know it works because I've done it myself, and I've helped tons of clients do it. You know, one thing I think that anybody who's really interested about this should do is they should go to my website and look at my blog. We've got tons of strategies that they can leverage for free just for their time to begin to move in this direction.
Because that was my next question. If you take the time to go through these 5 steps and really concentrate on really creating a plan, should that be vetted by somebody who has that insight?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we do at Incredible. We help you to optimize it so that you can get to the results that you're wanting, whether they're financial, spiritual, or just to be able to make sure you're adding value in your community. We help to make sure that that's exactly where you are.
Okay, and Darnyelle, we have about 30 seconds left, and I was picking your brain. There's so much to do with social media right now.
Yeah.
And my question really was, where do you focus your efforts? What do you do?
Yeah, so you start where your ideal clients are. There's tons of sites, new sites will pop up every single day, but get clear about who you want to serve and find out which platform they are on, and that's the one you work. Work it like a job.
It's a marketing tool.
That's right.
Darnyelle Jervey, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. We're going to post this segment on our website at WTVR.com/VTM later today, so you can really concentrate your efforts and focus on what Darnyelle has to offer. Right now, we're going to send it over your way.